We are in lesson 15, our logarithmic properties here on page 200, a little flashback to our lesson summary. This were the days before we went to remote learning and we were talking about product quotient, these same base formula, reciprocal, and power properties of logarithms. Good stuff. And what we're going to do now that we are manifesting and digesting this information here in front of us is we're going to cruise on down to the next page and do homework problem number 8. All right, number 8, they asked us to write each expression as a single logarithmic quantity. So that means as we look at number 8 here, we got a lot on our hands. One, we are given an expression that has really 3 things going on, but 2 upfront things, addition and subtraction. And we're going to be using 3 separate properties to simplify this into one single natural log. ln, keep in mind, is the same thing as a logarithm with a base of e. There's our beloved e value about 2.71. Cool. So our natural logarithm situation here, those are all ln's, makes us allow it to use these properties. And if we were digesting that information from above, we kind of recall that if we have common base logs, ln base ln, ching, 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 what we could do is we can break apart factors of those arguments by using addition. So really what I'm about to do is work backwards. And since we are adding the blue 3 ln of x and the red 2 ln y, what that's really telling us is that we can multiply those values in a second as a product property. And since we are subtracting the red and the purple, 2 ln y and 4 ln z, we're going to be allowed to use the quotient property of logarithms, aka divide them. All right. So let's do this. But before we can start to multiply or divide, we have to leverage one other thing because of these numbers in front. And that's the power property of logarithms. And that states that when you have, for example, like log of 5 squared, so log base 10, let's just go like that, 5 squared. That 2 down in front, we'll call it 2 times log 10 of 5. That's the power product. And effectively, that's what they did to start us off with, but they just didn't tell us so. So we're going to use our knowledge of these properties to help rewrite this, and we can do so as follows. 3 ln of x with the power property reversed is ln of x to the third, plus 2 ln of y with the power property reversed is ln of y squared, minus 4 ln z with the power property reversed is ln of z to the fourth. Notice basically just took all those coefficients, the numbers in front. 3, 2, 4 exponents. After all, logarithms answer exponential unknowns or exponential situations, so it's not too far of a stretch. Now we can execute these properties, and here's how we're going to do so. One humongous natural log. This whole thing in parentheses is going to be our argument. And what these properties again told us is that if we're adding, we can multiply those arguments, meaning the arguments being x to the third times y to the second. And if we are subtracting here, we can divide those. So since we already multiplied x to the third and y squared, then really what we're doing is we're dividing the whole thing. Dividing the whole thing, I'm going to use a fraction to represent division effectively by z to the fourth. And now what we have done is we've successfully followed the directions of the expression as a single logarithmic property.